Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty was seen screaming inside a court following his release date announcement. A recent report stated, and I quote, "Expect a court hearing for Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty shortly. With good behavior, his release date is coming up based on these factors," where the report would list several reasons for his early release. As when Shiesty was originally arrested, he created what's known as a proffer deal with the feds. However, many rappers looked at it as snitching, as we even saw Big 30 having to defend Shiesty.
My mama, if you see some paperwork, my mama, I do whatever y'all tell me to do. Cause my eyebrows, mustache, hair, I throw my chains in the river and jump in and if Shiesty snitch. Go home, take one to the. I ain't got no rap.
As with rappers calling him out for snitching, Shiesty would then call them out from his jail cell. However, to understand the message he gave and when his release date is, we first need to learn how Shiesty allegedly snitched. As Academics explains that Pooh Shiesty's current situation in jail isn't normal for someone that has committed his charges.
But salute to Pooh Shiesty, who looked like he's absolutely chilling in jail. My boy got a little Richard Millie, you know what I mean? Got the haircut all right. You know what I mean?
They be playing Fortnite Mobile.
In jail? Oh, he got the Timbs on. They look fresh as well. Yo, this so chilling in prison. He got 2 watches. Like, you know what I mean? Like, damn, 2 watches, not even 1.
As in the original crime document, it starts with Shiesty and his friend setting up a meet for high-end sneakers, including narcotics, in a parking lot. Shiesty is seen arriving to the parking lot driving a bright green McLaren, awaiting the seller's arrival. As while the two are waiting, Shiesty and his boy created a plan to steal the items against the sellers instead of paying for them with money. As once these sellers arrived to the parking lot, the main seller would give Shiesty the sneakers, as Pooh Shiesty would be seen doing a legit check on the pair of shoes. As while he's doing that, Shiesty's boy would sneak around their vehicle, trying to get into position for what is about to go down. As while Shiesty began negotiating on a price for the shoes, a small argument would then brew up, as this would then begin getting heated, where Shiesty would be seen grabbing a firearm from out of his waistband. With Shiesty reaching and grabbing for his firearm, the two men are seen trying to sprint away. The two began trying to duck behind their own vehicle, but they were not quick enough, as Shiesty ended up using his firearm, hitting both of them, hitting one in the backside and the other one in the hip. While Shiesty was handling the two men, Shiesty's boy was grabbing everything from out of the seller's trunk. He grabbed all of the goods and then began sprinting to his side of the McLaren. Meanwhile, Shiesty is making sure that his job is done before sprinting to the driver's side of the car. Shiesty opens up the McLaren door, as the vehicle had what's known as a butterfly door, meaning the car doors go upwards. With the car door going upwards, a Louis Vuitton bag in the side door pocket would then fall onto the ground. Shiesty didn't even realize this, and he began driving away immediately. The Louis Vuitton bag had $40,912 in cash. It played a huge part of the evidence on why he's even guilty, but more on that later. As Shiesty went straight to the closest Miami airport, rented a private jet, and flew straight out of Miami. However, Shiesty would be arrested in the following days.
The town of Bay Harbor Island says you're wanted with
He's also charged with armed robbery, battery in their affidavit, saying the two left the state in a private jet.
As once he was booked into jail, he was quickly bonded out for $30,000 by his record label, Gucci Mane. Then after being on bond for just a few months, Pooh Shiesty would be officially arrested for this crime.
Mr. Williams, you were arrested for pursuant to an arrest warrant. It was issued June 3rd. It's charging you. You have 2 attorneys here. Or is it, I'm sorry, 2 attorneys in the state. Go ahead. You want to announce again?
Brad Cohen and Sam Zegny for the defendant.
Right. Have you had a chance to review the arrest warrant?
Yes, Judge, we have.
After the trial process and the proffer deal that Shiesty made, DJ Academics would tweet, "Pooh Shiesty sentenced to 63 months in prison. He was facing 8 years," as the Memphis rapper would then be officially sentenced. After just a couple of years went by and Shiesty laid low inside of jail, Academics would just reveal recently that Shiesty is almost near being released.
And I think he's coming home like next year, maybe the year after. However, it looked like he's, you know, taking responsibility of whatever happened and doing his time, not crying. Clearly trying to let people know he's straight. And I do think when he comes back out, granted, as long as it's not like too far from now, If he comes back in a year, he's good. I still think even within 2 years, he's good.
As 63 months for firearm charges and robbery is extremely low, and it is for one specific reason. It is due to the proffer deal that he made with the feds. A definition for a proffer deal is when the criminal proves additional detailed information to the feds relating to the offense for which immunity, or in Shiesty's case, a lesser sentence, is then granted. Shiesty used a proffer deal to have what could have been life inside a prison dropped in exchange for 63 months. However, now we're seeing rappers call out Shiesty for snitching, giving them information on the case and those involved. As while it does sound like he did snitch, in reality, he only snitched on himself, as the judge made Shiesty give all of the information on himself, as well as to outline all of the mistakes that he made in this crime. The mistakes Pooh Shiesty made written by himself was that the first one was he committed an armed robbery right beside a police station. The footage you see here is recorded from police station cameras. Once the sound of firearms in the area were heard, several police cars arrived to the parking lot within minutes. As with law enforcement knowing the exact location of the armed robbery, it didn't take them long to just look through the recording tapes from the video camera across the street. Also, with the police arriving to the scene as fast as they did, they are the ones that retrieved the Louis Vuitton bag that was sitting on the ground. Now, the feds already had an idea of who committed this armed robbery, so they looked through the Louis Vuitton bag and they had a bunch of cash, being $40,912 to be exact. So they went to Shiesty's Instagram and downloaded a few photos. These photos were of Pooh Shiesty doing the money stretch across his body. The feds would zoom into these photos and found the serial numbers that were on the bills on the photos. With creative police work, they noticed that on the photos, it featured bills with the exact same serial number as the ones found inside of the Louis Vuitton bag, which is basically 100% proof that this was Pooh Shiesty's bag. Now, the second piece of evidence and mistake that he made was that he posted a selfie with the all-green McLaren he committed an armed robbery in on the same day he did it. Just before going to commit the armed robbery, Shiesty had a little photo shoot with the all-green McLaren sports car. He then went and did the robbery inside of the parking lot, and then when he went to rent the private jet and fly out of Miami, Florida, he posted the selfies to his Instagram. All within the span of 5 hours, he just basically shared the entire world the greatest evidence you need to be proven in a robbery. It then wouldn't even be a year later that while he's in prison, Shiesty's team would also release a music video titled Gone MIA, flexing the same all-green McLaren. However, rappers continued calling Pooh Shiesty a snitch, causing him to have a bad rep in the game. This would then lead into Shiesty in jail sending out a message for us, calling out the ops and disrespecting them. It goes and reads, King Shiesty tapping in from the middle of the penitentiary, aka a bad place, where they say I can't go, jailing no telling, I still remain untouched, millions still in double digits, tell Google to fix my net worth cause we could verify it right now. I'm locked up but I'm not messed up, I was 21 up 8 figures, Jay-Z can't even relate to my money, tripled my followers, stop playing with my name before I buy one of you on sale, you guys aren't anything, I put on for this CG stuff every day, twice on Sundays, I'm still the same from Tokyo to Tennessee, ain't gonna go fed cause ain't getting scared, no one's never played with me free or in jail, I'm still the man of Memphis, still the king no matter what jungle, Slick almost had the same man, just a little more powerful, you know what I'm talking about baby Larry, how are you gonna let a man in the feds outdo you? You can't even beat me at crawling backwards, you're gonna have to get your hand and stick game up before you could do something. To my fans, supporters, and loved ones holding me down every day, keep keeping it solid, I promise it doesn't go unnoticed, I see everything and got something special for all word is law. The rest of you guys are done, keep hating, false advertising and backbiting, it's up and it's stuck like a treehouse, I'm touching down, I got a Dorito on my shoulder, I'm going 100% on you guys. As Pooh Shiesty is still standing tall inside a jail. However, he would also share a message during an interview right before he was arrested.
Really when I got signed, but I'm gonna tell you before I got signed, like breaking news. The verse on breaking news made everybody go crazy and folks started saying I'm their favorite rapper already, so I'm gonna stop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just made me go harder.
So the success kind of gave you the confidence to really keep it up?
Yeah, they rocking with me for sure.
Man.
It's in my first verse.